That's what they say.
It's Good Friday.
It is Good Friday.
If you happen to be one of those who are off today, I know some municipalities are closed. Some banks might be observing.
Why didn't we get the day off?
I don't know. Did we need to put in for it?
I thought we just get
Were
the
they
day.
going to say yes?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. We're here.
Yeah.
It's going to be sunny today and then cloudy later on because that means some rain's coming this afternoon.
Rain.
And high 57. We get more rain tonight and low down to 45. Rain, possibly 50-50 chance for it on Saturday with a high of 60. Then Sunday, high 53. So we got that going for us. We got a busy show here today. Lots of things to talk about. So we'll get to all of that later. But first, let's talk about what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you today. The Berrien County Sheriff's Department has a new mobile command vehicle. Speaking to the Berrien County Board of Commissioners on Thursday, Emergency Management Coordinator Rocky Adams said when there's a big emergency or disaster, the command center can give those on the ground a place to join.
These chaotic events, when you're in command and you're really trying to work as a team to be able to make important decisions for the safety of your responders as well as the public, it is good to be able to remove yourself from that urgency and from everything that's going on in front of you. There's almost too much going on for your brain to be able to take in everything and make really sound decisions.
Adams says a lot of times responders use their cars as command centers, so this new vehicle will come in handy.
When we have major events that happen, like maybe a barge hits a bridge and it collapses or something like that, you need more people and you're not going to fit in the fire chief's car.
The 40-foot-long vehicle features a conference room, a workroom, a dispatch center, workstation with computers, and a center briefing area. When the Sheriff's Department announced the purchase in 2022, the cost was $802,000. It's a pretty spiffy-looking vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to take a look at it, we do have pictures posted on our website, WSJM.com.
I like it.
Yeah, not everyone is happy about federal approval of a loan for Holtec International to restart the Palisades nuclear power plant in Van Buren County. U.S. Department of Energy announced this week conditional approval of the funds, assuming that Holtec can meet certain regulatory and environmental requirements. Beyond Nuclear's Kevin Camps has warned for years that Palisades is not safe and tells us it's distressing that the plant, which finally shut down in 2022, could be coming online very soon.
In terms of the safety risks involved, it's nightmarish, but also the pocketbook impacts. I mean, $1.52 billion is a lot of money. It's about 10% of what Holtec is requesting. I've been compiling the bailout and the giveaways that it's requesting from federal taxpayers, ratepayers, and state taxpayers. And the sum total now is $15.7 billion.
Camp says the roughly 50-year-old reactor at Palisades has an embrittled vessel that creates the risk of a disaster, while radioactive waste from the plant is not being dealt with.
The high-level radioactive waste that's out there, 800 metric tons and counting. They're going to make 20 metric tons more per year if they fire up the zombie reactor.
Camp says Holtec's plans to add 2 small modular reactors will mean even more nuclear waste. He calls the technology pie in the sky. Camp says there's no chance the NRC will stop the Palisades reopening, however, telling us the agency is made up of individuals who support the nuclear industry. And it's time to make the brine. Preparations are underway for the upcoming 4th annual Berrien Springs Pickle Festival.
Brine time.
Brine time. It happens. I like that. Brine time. Like prime time, brine time. It happens July 4th in the village of Berrien Springs. Community Coordinator Kelly Ewald tells us the Pickle Fest used to be held every summer decades ago, but it was put on hiatus back in the 1990s. 4 years ago, the decision was made to bring it back. It's been a big hit, and she says things will be even bigger this year.
It's only the 4th year we've done it, so we're kind of learning as we go still, but we're still going to have the pickle fling, and we're going to have an even more expanded vendor area. So we're looking for more craft vendors and obviously people that sell pickles, we want them. And we're going to kind of tweak some of our games and activities for kids.
Ewald says popular events include the pickle fling, the relish eating contest, the the big wheel races, and the pickle decorating contest.
It's good family fun. There's just good family activities.
Ewald says people are still trying to beat the pickle throwing record of just under 300 feet that was set by a local baseball player in the 1990s. Also, there will be events leading up to the Pickle Festival, like the Pickle Fest preview weekend, a scavenger hunt, and the crowning of the pickle royalty. That happens on June 15th. Nominations for the Grand Dillmeister open on May 5th. And there will be a 5K on June 16th. We have a link to all the delicious scheduled items on our website, WSJM.com.
All right.
That was a sweet pickle there.
That's a good, some good pickle puns.
Yeah,
I like it.
That's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Any more?
No,
no,
not right now.
Those are good. I like
Thank
them.
you.
We'll get to sports here in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry.
Yeah, the Pickle Fest is fun.
I think we need to broadcast from there. So maybe we need to reach out to the Pickle Festival folks and see how we can participate.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, but we have to, if we do it, we have to do some challenges. Like we have to do the pickle tossing and the some of those other things.
The pickle fling?
The thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Although my hamstring.
Oh, yeah, you pulled a hammy. You know, your doctor said not to throw pickles.
Nothing over the weight of a Cornishian or whatever they're called.
Yeah. We'll do some gherkin tossing.
Some gherkin.
Good morning, Jeff.
Hey,
Jeff, are you still in Mexico? Bill, good morning.
Hey, Bill.
And Bill, the show greeter, greeting Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean the pickle toss. That what you said? Somebody threw it 300.
300, almost 300 feet. I'm gonna look it up and see who that was.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, because if it's a regular like a good size pickle, then I would say that would be very tough to throw.
Well, because it'd be slippery. How do you get a good grip?
Right.
Yeah. True. I mean, I could probably throw it 20 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get 20 feet for sure.
Yeah.
You could probably get 20 feet underhanded.
Oh, do you think underhanded or overhanded would be further? Or would you sidearm it?
You know, I would probably consider some sort of sidearm kind of throw.
Yeah.
I would almost consider like how they throw the discus.
Oh, kind of
the, you kind of do this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then toss.
Okay.
If you're good at that. If you are a discus thrower and you've got the you've got the routine down and the mechanics, I think you could toss it pretty well.
Yeah.
I just think that trying to do this, you risk the slipping.
Yep.
As well as the not launching at the right
arc. Yeah, the arc could be very off.
Maybe because you said it was a baseball player, right?
Yeah, it was it said local baseball player.
I wonder if he did the crow hop. The little hop that you do. Little hop that you do to get more momentum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff says he is there until April 13th.
Sweet.
All right. 80 plus degrees in Mexico right now. Nice.
Ooh, there's a dunk tank?
Is the dunk tank brine?
I mean, if it's not, that's a miss. It's got to be dunk tank. It's got to be a brine.
I don't feel like that would be fun.
Oh, that'd be fabulous. Some people, athletes included, drink pickle brine.
Yeah, they drink it, but they don't absorb it with their skin. You gotta stink like for a while. Ugh,
that'd be great.
Oh, could you imagine the smell?
Oh, it'd be wonderful.
Not only the brine smell,
yeah,
but then the people smell. The body, yeah, the body sweat.
The brine will take care of that.
Oh, the brine takes.
Just do a little scrub in there.
When I want to reduce my sweat, I just soak myself in brine, make myself a pickle.
Greetings from Berrien Springs, Michigan. Who's excited for this year's festival? They have a tasting room. Oh man,
yeah. The pickle tasting is fun. I have done that. All kinds of different spicy pickles, or dill, or bread and butter, or not a bread and butter fan. I'm more of a dill pickle fan.
I love the dill pickles. I used to not like sweet pickles very much, but as I seasoned,
Uh-huh.
the sweet pickles became more delectable,
Palatable.
and I do really like the bread and butter pickles. Those are good.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good.
I
They're yummy.
like just a straight dill with garlic, with a little bit of garlic bite into it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, they're gonna have a golf outing.
Are they gonna tee
Just
off
pickle
pickles?
balls?
Just pickleballs? Yeah, they're probably
I
gonna
wonder if
have.
they're gonna play pickleball.
I'm sure they'll play pickleball,
Yeah.
but you got to play pickleball with pickles.
Well, and it seems to me that pickleball balls should be green everywhere, pickle fest or not.
They are neon green, like a
Like
yellow.
Yeah, I've seen them yellow, but I want them dill
yellow.
pickle green. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
All
right, we'll get
what
to
else is going on?
Back to the show here in just a moment.
For Saturday morning, but clearing Saturday afternoon, high temperatures around 55. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com, or real easily just comment on our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're streaming live right now for all to see and hear, and get some behind-the-scenes footage of this fine award-winning program as well. But you had a lot of health-related things. Did you want to get to that now?
Yes, absolutely.
What's going on?
Well, the first thing that I really noticed yesterday that was incredibly disturbing, that is probably changing one of my habits, is a new piece of a study on something that's been under study for quite some time now: black licorice. Could
you
be.
Love the black licorice.
I love the black licorice, but apparently, and some people call it a candy. I just call it a staple. But apparently, it has a dark side. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's a toxicologist who is warning that if you eat too much black licorice, it could have really severe side effects. And in fact, in 2020, doctors reported that black licorice was the culprit in the death of a 54-year-old man in Massachusetts.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, overdosing on licorice sounds like a fanciful tale, but apparently it is plausible.
Huh.
Because there are some, let's see, they call it the glycerizic acid.
Okay.
Glycerizin, also called glycerizic acid, is the chemical in black licorice that gives it its signature flavor, but it also has toxic effects. And it upsets the balance of electrolytes, which can raise blood pressure and disturb the heart's rhythm.
Wow.
Other symptoms of excessive licorice intake include swelling, muscle pain, numbness, and headache.
Are you experiencing any of those things? Because I got you the licorice jelly beans.
I've got the licorice jelly beans. Now,
you gonna throw them out?
I've got to look at the ingredients.
Right.
I've got to look at the ingredients because the anise and what's the other? There's like a licorice extract. It all depends on whether it has the glycerizic acid in it as part of the ingredient list. If it's there, you got an issue. If it's not, then you're fine. So if they think, I
just got a text from my friend Matt, said I'd rather lick a farmer's boot than eat black licorice.
Oh, come on. Well, he's healthy.
Yeah. And now he gives him a better reason.
So licorice extract has a little bit of a problem there, but there was also a piece of this article that said, despite its name, red licorice rarely contains licorice extract. Instead, red licorice is infused with chemicals that impart a cherry or strawberry flavor, which is why Johnny likes it and calls it licorice. It is not licorice.
It is not licorice?
It is not licorice.
But I know a lot of people, there will be licorice root in certain things and teas. And
well,
things like
and that's
that.
the other thing they mention is that people who are relying on licorice as a medicinal thing, they say, it could trigger adverse effects. They say glycerisin has the distinct licorice flavor. It's 50 times sweeter than sugar. It's used in candy, soft drinks, tea, Belgian beers. throat lozenges, tobacco, and the prevalence of that glycyrrhizin can make it challenging to keep track of how much has been consumed. And a combination of those products, once again, triggers the adverse effects.
Wow.
So if you're having licorice tea every night,
Sure,
you might be doing yourself some damage. They say people with pre-existing conditions are more susceptible to black licorice overdose. For example, they say patients who already have low potassium levels, high blood pressure, or heart arrhythmia are likely to have greater sensitivity to the effects of excessive licorice. Those with liver or kidney deficiencies also retain glycyrrhizin in their bloodstream for longer periods of time, increasing their risk of experiencing bad effects. And I know I'm going crazy on this, but I really love licorice, and now I'm not going to be able to have a lot of it.
You're really reading into it because you're like, wait, can I do this? Can I do this?
Yeah,
okay, I'm fine.
I'm looking
but what about this?
I'm looking for the loophole, and apparently, I mean, you can have like maybe a piece. I think the guy who died was having a bag and a half a week.
Oh, really?
Or maybe it was a day. He was eating a lot of licorice.
Yeah, I mean, anything in large amounts is bad for you.
Here's the so this year the new info, a lot of that is known information. The 2024 study that came out, excuse me, that triggered this on my radar was the study was conducted in Sweden, and it found that daily ingestion of 100 milligrams of licorice, which is considered a safe amount, but if you consumed 100 milligrams of licorice for 2 weeks, and that was sufficient to raise your blood pressure by an average of 3.1 whatever in millimeters.
So basically, do we need to go to the doctor and say like, hey, how much
licorice?
How much licorice can I have? Because I like it.
Bottom line,
now you probably got to check the ingredients on things as well.
Yeah, the bottom line here is candy. They say remind your kids candy is a sometimes food, especially black licorice.
Okay.
And the US FDA has issued warnings about the rare side effects that could happen.
So much like what I do when I get black licorice, other people should do the same. Just get it, look at it for a second, notice that it is black licorice, and then immediately throw it in the trash. That's what I do.
You can look at it and smell it and just think about all
anytime I get
glorious days when you had black licorice.
Anytime I get the jelly beans, anytime I get regular jelly beans and they'll have the different colors, I'll get the black ones. And it's like, oh man. But then you look at it for a second and you're like, is it black? Could it be grape? Could it be grape? And could I be wrong? And then you have that thought, and then you take a bite, and you're like,
it's full
black licorice again. Dang it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we need to make sure not to to look into all that stuff. You have another? You want to dive into another health related thing?
Why not?
What else you got?
We can do monkeypox. Monkeypox cases. Remember that was a thing last year?
Yeah.
Well, it's apparently a thing again this year.
Why?
They're now calling it mpox.
Okay.
Which I didn't know why they changed the name, but they changed
more
the
politically
name.
correct, I guess.
I guess mpox, monkeypox, also known as, cases in the United States are twice as high as they were at this time last year. Experts continue to stress the importance of improving vaccination coverage as the transmission risks rise. There have been 511 cases reported this year through mid-March, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Transmission rates still far below levels from 2022 when there were tens of thousands of cases in the U.S. But after a quieter year last year, experts say the U.S. is vulnerable to increases and has spread in a number of ways. So they're saying if you're doing one of the at-risk activities where the monkeypox or the mpox has been seen, just be on alert for that.
All right.
Vaccinations.
Well, we will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at speaking of eating things.
You were speechless.
I have this in here.
Okay.
Mike Tyson, he's getting ready to fight some YouTuber guy,
right?
One of the Logan Paul or something like that. He's getting ready to fight, but he's an entrepreneur, Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Not only is a boxer, he's got other business things.
He's got something,
and he has been in the marijuana business.
He has,
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is something, and I've seen this. I thought I've seen this before, and maybe at first it was a joke, and then Mike said, "No, that's hilarious. I'm going to do it." He is going to be selling Mike Bites at some provisioning centers in New York City. What? So they're edibles and they're
Yeah.
like gummies. What do you think they'll look like?
I would assume they're shaped like an ear.
They are
Mike bites.
Mike
Oh,
bites.
geez.
So of course it's a throwback to Mike Tyson biting Evander Holyfield's ears. He did it twice during the fight in 1997. Some dispensaries.
That's just wrong.
I remember watching that live on pay-per-view.
Oh man.
We were, because it was, one of the biggest fights of that year,
Yeah,
and really of the decade was Tyson Holyfield.
Yeah.
I think they fought twice, and I think this was the second fight.
Yeah.
But so he's gonna sell Mike bites.
Oh man.
So
does Evander Holyfield get a cut of that money?
I was just gonna say that. I would assume so. He gets a small percentage.
Oh, and it goes to plastic surgery. The Evander Holyfield, let's make your ear whole again fund.
That whole situation was so bizarre to me. Still is, because it's like you look at fights, you watch fights all the time.
Yeah.
Whether it be MMA or boxing, and you'd think that after the first bite, they would have said,
No,
"Okay,
no.
we're done here."
But it was an accident.
But I believe the referee was Mills Lane, who later became Judge Mills Lane on one of those judge shows.
Really?
Yeah. And
was he a lawyer or anything?
They don't have to be real lawyers on those shows.
Okay. All right.
He probably just said, "Let's get it on." Because that was his thing. When he would go into fights, when he would start the fight, he would say, "Let's get it on."
Oh.
But yeah, he because if you remember Celebrity Deathmatch, the claymation.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Deathmatch,
Yeah.
Mills Lane was the referee. That's that guy.
Okay.
The little bald guy.
So there's a real guy that looks like that?
It's a real guy that looks like that.
Wow.
He is the referee from that fight.
Okay.
But yeah, you'd think at some point, if somebody bites somebody's ear, you look at it and say,
should be over at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a foul. And we're just gonna call this good here. But no, they went back into the ring and he did another bite.
Did it again.
So yeah, I'm assuming that Evander Holyfield gets a small bite of the action.
Small bite of the action. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of blood.
Yeah.
So this is the title of a campaign rally that's coming up in Grand Rapids next week. President Donald J. Trump, former president, 45th president of the United States, is coming back to Michigan next week.
Oh, is he?
Yep, he's going to be in Grand Rapids, and he's titling it his speech, "Biden's Border Bloodbath."
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So
that's a title.
Yeah, it is a title. It's going to be talking about, obviously, immigration policy. Yeah. So I mean, there's some other hyperbole involved in this announcement, but we'll just pass over that. It's going to happen Tuesday at 2:30 in the afternoon. It's going to be at the Grand Rapids Convention Center.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's bringing the campaign back here. We had a lot of campaign stops with the energy secretary here this week. Grand Rapids, Lansing, Holland, obviously Covert for the Palisades restart. So apparently the president thought, I'm going to come over to Michigan as well, and we're going to talk about immigration.
Yeah, I think it's not the last time that we'll have him or Donald Trump or Joe Biden making their stops in Michigan, because it is a very important state in the election.
The election to 2024 for president goes right through the trail, goes right through Michigan. You got to stop here. But this also comes on the back of a Michigan state lawmaker who's being widely criticized after making false claims that buses carrying college athletes to Detroit for March Madness, he claimed that they were shuttling illegal migrant invaders to the city.
Really?
He saw the buses at the airport. And he thought, this is State Representative Matt Maddock.
Okay.
He made the claim Wednesday night in a social media post accompanied by photos of 3 buses and an Allegiant aircraft at the Detroit Metro Airport. He wrote that the buses just loaded up with illegal invaders, but it turned out they were a college basketball team coming here as part of the March Madness.
Wow.
Yeah. So he said, anyone have any idea where they're headed for a police escort? He put that on social media, and a lot of people got back to him. in a lot of different ways.
There's a whole thing called the NCAA tournament thing going on right now. That might be why there's a large couple buses.
Fellow state representative, but for a different state, commented on the post. Someone from California said, "Hey, Einstein, your state is hosting the Sweet 16. Could it be a team bus?" And in fact, it was. So there you go.
There. Wow. All right.
You're up to date.
Yeah. A little bit of everything.
Happy Friday.
We got a lot of other things to get to here this morning. We'll catch you up with news, sports, and your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
Loan rates are trending downward.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Way to be out of touch, representative guy.
Social media.
What's going on with this bus? Must be something illegal happening. No, it's just a basketball team.
Look at all those tall guys getting off that bus.
Yeah. Where are they coming from? Yeah, they're coming from some foreign country, Gonzaga. Sounds like it's not from around here.
Oh, boy.
See, Dollar Tree is no longer really Dollar Tree. They announced earlier. This is another earlier this week thing. They announced in an earnings call it's going to raise price caps in its stores from $5 to $7.
$7?
Yeah.
Oh,
because Dollar Tree has now become not Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point they were what? Everything was going to be $1.25.
I've never believed that they would be $1 anyway.
Right. I mean, it's in the logo.
Right.
The logo of Dollar Tree has a 1 in there with a dollar sign.
I know, but I've never believed it.
Yeah. But they had raised the prices at one point, and then I think, what is it, Dollar Tree and Family Dollar are together now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said they're going to raise the prices. Most of the higher price stuff is going to be food, pet and personal care items. They say that they're seeing a different demographic shopping in the stores. Some people that make a lot of money, so they thought, hey, let's take some of those people that have a lot of money. Let's take their money. But they also know, and this is someone might want to check, is they announced that they plan to close about 600 locations.
Yeah, we do know that.
So
yeah, we do know that.
Yeah.
And that was because they missed their earnings last quarter.
So is this one you said
they hadn't released a list?
Haven't said anything yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like the Dollar Tree. But I'm okay with the raising of the prices if they have better things, because there is some healthy things that you can get as far as food goes at a Family Dollar. But it's usually in very small amounts. Like they have frozen foods and things like that, and you can get some veggies and stuff. But it's usually like a tiny bag.
At what point do you have to challenge the name? I mean, maybe it's dollars.
Yeah,
Tree.
like do you
or Family Dollars?
I could see somebody suing over that,
right?
And saying, "Hey, that's false advertising."
That's right.
Yeah,
$7 or less. Just call it that. $7 or less.
Yeah, that's like Five Below. What if Five Below ends up raising prices to something to where things are over $5?
Is that the deal at Five Below?
I think so.
Oh,
I haven't been to a Five Below in a while.
I thought it was just 5 degrees below, and they're trying to say they're cooler.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it is cold in there. But I believe Five Below. Somebody check me on this. I haven't checked the prices lately, but isn't Five Below supposed to be everything's $5 and below?
Five Below's extreme $1 to $5 value, plus some incredible finds that go beyond $5. So that must mean above $5.
So is this Five Below plus? another name change that needs to happen.
Yeah, where are the police on that?
Jeff says, I believe Mike Tyson admitted to being high after his last fight.
Oh.
That's not really a big deal anymore, though, is it? I mean, do they do drug tests of all kinds when you're about to fight?
I mean,
I guess it'd be like operating a vehicle while intoxicated. You don't want to fight while under the influence of something.
I mean, he's a lethal weapon.
Oh, yeah. Still is.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy still, at his age, still looks like not somebody I want to cross.
He's 54.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
if he said get off my lawn, I would.
Oh yeah. Or if you would say like, hey, let's hang out on Friday, I'd be like, I'm there. Absolutely. I'll be there early. Whatever you say,
and he
Mike.
says, no, you won't.
Whatever you say, Mike.
You won't.
Don't get there till 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock exactly. And if you're late, I'm gonna be mad.
5 o'clock means 5 o'clock.
And my clock's not always on time. Oh, I'm confused. What do I do?
Oh, speaking of clocks, did you see that we have a leap second issue? Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah. So this is apparently the Earth is having an issue.
Okay.
It's getting warm, and the polar ice caps are melting, and a lot more water is getting to the center of the equator, and so it's spinning. It's spinning at a different rate than they projected it should be spinning.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And so Earth's changing spin is messing with time, and clocks and computerized society will have to adjust for another second. For the first time in history, world timekeepers may have to consider subtracting a second from our clocks in a few years.
Okay.
2029.
All right.
To make up for it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's apparently the planet is spinning a tad faster than it used to. Clocks may have to skip a second called a negative leap second around 2029.
All right. Well, here we go.
Are you doing a here we go?
Yeah, here we go.
With Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Was that
I did a polite here we go.
That was like a Canadian here we go, and it didn't work.
I did hey,
I didn't see.
hey, Ken. Hey, just one second. Could you just hold that thought? Yeah. We're talking about a lot of different things on our live stream. If you want to get exclusive content, you can check that out at our Facebook, YouTube, and X. We are there right now. So hello to the people that are watching over there.
Hello.
Today's going to be sunny. Clouds going to roll in later on, maybe bring us some rain this afternoon, high 57. The rain looks like it's coming at least by tonight at some point, and then continuing into tomorrow and on Sunday, small chance for that.
You know, it just occurred to me it's a much brighter morning than we've seen it this time.
It is.
It's nice. The sun is coming out earlier. It's very nice. Springtime's in the air.
So that daylight saving time thing might still be working, eh?
No, it doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Kill it.
Still wrong?
Yeah.
All right. We'll address that issue another time.
Okay.
Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Here's some of the local stories we're covering for you. Bridgman Public Schools band director Cliff Repart reinstated to his position after being on paid administrative leave since December. Bridgman Public Schools announced Thursday that Repart will be back on the job and in the classroom effective April 9th. He was taken off the job late last year due to a potential policy violation. The school won't tell us more about that because they say it's a personnel issue. In the last month, a grassroots movement of supporters heightened their calls for Repart's reinstatement. Their social media movement called We Trust Repart attracted more than 1,000 members. Group organizer Angelique Peterson tells us everyone is thrilled to have Repart back. Repart says the same thing. He thanks his supporters for bringing the issue forward. Berrien County has gotten a boost from the federal government as it plans to move emergency operations to a building purchased in Buchanan back in 2022. Berrien County Administrator Brian Dissett tells us that U.S. Senator Gary Peters helped secure $3 million in funding for the county to renovate its new building at 500 Circle Drive. We'll tell you a little bit more about the renovations and what they plan for the building at 8 o'clock. And Governor Gretchen Whitmer has announced about $3.1 million in funding around the state for villages and small cities to do road projects. And on the list, St. Joseph, Stevensville, and South Haven. We'll tell you where those projects are going to be happening and when at our 8 o'clock news hour. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
The 8 o'clock news hour.
That's right.
The top of the hour as we are near the bottom. All
yes.
right.
It's like on the bottom
Exactly.
of the hour, and then the top of the hour, and then the bottom of the hour. I guess that doesn't happen with digital clocks, does it?
No,
Not as much?
not as much.
All right.
Yeah. So we need the what they used to have in newsrooms, like
Yeah.
at CBS News,
Like 5 or
Walter
7
Cronkite.
clocks?
Yeah, like just
Yeah.
a bunch of clocks.
What time is it in Hong Kong?
Yeah, because we need to know that. Anyways, we'll get
so
to
we can see if the news guy's sleeping there.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, should we call him right now? No, he's probably sleeping.
Well, he's a late sleeper. I mean, you know,
usually doesn't wake up to the top of the hour. All right, we'll catch you up with sports here in just a moment. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
Yeah, I think that's the terminology that is starting to get lost for some people when you say top of the hour. I mean,
that's true.
It's a news and radio kind of thing, but yeah, you're exactly right. Digital clocks, people say top. Where's the top?
Yeah, the top
clock. Of course, when you get to the top, it's like when the hand gets to the top. But if it's digital, not so much. Interesting. What do you say instead? What do you say? What's a new terminology that news people could use
when you get near the double aughts?
The double aughts. Ooh, getting close to the double zeros. I guess that'd be quadruple zeros if you go by seconds.
So the 30-minute point of an hour could be the middle of the road. It's like we'll tell you more about that at the middle of the road.
Yeah. Or what I always like, some news people or TV stations will do the weather at 10s on the 10s.
Every 10-minute traffic, every 10 minutes on the 10s. Yeah, we used to do that.
On the 10s.
10 on the 10s.
We love random terminology for it's kind of inside baseball, but we like random terminology for TV and what's fun is to speak that language to TV people. Yeah. Because we have, and really in every job and anything you do, if you like, you work in similar types of work, but it's a little bit different.
Okay.
Even every business has a different terminology for stuff. But just think about when you're talking about, a live hit. You go, you call them hits.
I was talking to somebody who's probably listening right now about B-roll.
B-roll, yeah, another one.
B-roll the other day. If you ever hear the term B-roll, that basically means you're getting different stuff that's going to cover up the report.
So you've got, like, say, a school board meeting. It's like, okay, you've got some. Here's the outside of the school. Here's the crowd, and then your A-roll, I guess, would be like your quick interview thing that you do with somebody.
Your A-roll is when you've got the newsmaker talking on camera, and your B-roll is here's the rest of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're at Palisades nuclear power plant and there's the governor speaking, that's your A-roll.
Yep.
The B-roll is here's the power plant from a wide shot. Here's the crowd that was listening to the governor. Here's this. It's just terminology.
It's the same thing though. If you're people could attribute to this to like when you're taking a video of a baby announcement, gender reveal party. You got your announcement thing, but if you want to put together a reel on the TikTok or anything like that, you put some of those. You got to put some of that other fun stuff, like, oh, here's the cake, here's all the gifts, boom, here's the reveal.
They also call it establishing shots.
Oh yeah,
let's establish where we are and what's happening.
Yeah,
that's funny stuff. Video.
How to construct your next Facebook reel or Instagram. We got all the tips for you.
Could you use Nat sound?
Oh, you got to get Nat sound. Got to get some
natural sound.
Yeah, all of a sudden the next time somebody shows up to a baby reveal, they've got like a headphones on and a big boom thing with the furry furry microphone,
cat, the dead cat.
Yeah, the cat microphone.
Yeah,
or I would call that a raccoon tail.
I think in the industry it's actually called a cat.
Why? Because it's
just furry, like a cat,
and it's one color usually.
But I think I like raccoon.
Yeah, because I would get one that is multicolored like a raccoon tail.
No, you need to get one that is exactly like a raccoon. It has the dangly legs, and so you're just dangling it like this.
What if I just repurposed a raccoon hat?
Oh, that would work.
Like
just the tail hanging down.
Davy Crockett. Is it Davy Crockett?
Yeah, Davy Crockett, and then the tail would tickle the newsmaker on the news while they're.
I saw an adorable video yesterday. There was actually, Jocelyn sent me another raccoon video.
Okay.
And it was a big dog. Big dog, like a not quite Saint Bernard big, but big dog. And he's just dangling his leg because
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know what's going on. And what's on the bottom? What's on his foot?
Oh, no.
A tiny baby raccoon just
Oh.
holding on like, hey, going for a ride here, man.
Oh,
So
that is
he's
really cute.
he's coming, hanging out in the house. Like, hey, I brought this thing for you. Can you please get this thing off my foot? So it was absolutely adorable. Speaking of raccoons, years ago, there was a, I think I've told this story before, but there was, I was here at the radio station on a Sunday doing my regular shift, getting off of work. I hear this rustling in the bushes. And being the only one at the building, you know, I kind of think, man, I should go right to my car. There may be something in the bushes that I need to stay away from.
Mountain lion or something.
Yeah, it could be anything. And I was like, you know what? It's a small rustling. Maybe it's just like a rabbit or something like that.
Right.
I walk over there.
Yeah.
And it is 3 baby raccoons.
Oh,
so cute. So cute. I look at them and admire them for a moment.
Then you look for Mama Raccoon.
But then I look for Mama Raccoon, and I'm afraid. I keep my distance because I'm afraid that Mama Raccoon's going to jump out of the bushes and attack me.
Wow.
But yeah, they're cute. I think I got to look.
Baby raccoons.
I got to look back into my photos, my photo albums that I have saved.
That's cute.
I feel like I still have that photo. So if I uncover that photo at some point, I will find it for you. I'll have to do some digging though.
I would love to see that.
I did not label it as cute raccoons, so it's probably.
Is it in your phone?
No. This was years ago. So it's
in
in
a camera.
It was an older phone, but it was a smartphone.
Okay,
but it was probably 10 years ago, close to 10 years ago.
Okay. Did you put it on Facebook? Because it's probably still there.
You know, it's a good question.
Yeah,
might be on Facebook. I'll do some investigating at
right.
some point. Investigative reporting.
You want to talk about dengue fever here or on the terrestrial?
Well, we've talked a lot about health.
So you don't want to hear about
things.
dengue fever because Johnny got a mosquito bite.
I did a mosquito bite on my
or a spider bite. It could be a spider
on my
brown
my
recluse
trunk.
on
Was
your
on
trunk.
my trunk?
Yep. Puerto Rico has declared a public health emergency due to a surging number of dengue cases.
What is that? Is
dengue
what causes
fever?
That?
Mosquito
Okay,
bites.
it's a mosquito bite thing.
Because you got bit by a mosquito. Puerto Rico Secretary of Health Carlos Malado said health department has registered 550 cases of dengue fever so far this year.
Wow.
Far exceeding historical numbers. They say their teams are working on an integrated plan for prevention and control. It's called Kill the Mosquitoes.
Right.
Just go kill the mosquitoes.
Off?
Yeah, use a lot of DEET. Dengue is the most common mosquito-borne virus worldwide. More than 400 million people are infected every year. It spreads mainly via a certain type of mosquito, which I can't pronounce, which is also a carrier of yellow fever and Zika. Nobody wants the Zika virus.
No.
That's bad stuff.
All right. Real quick, check of the comments.
Yep.
Jeff said, as we were talking about as we talked about negative time earlier.
Oh yeah, the leap second.
He said, "What about the babies that are born?
Good point.
They would only have one birthday in a lifetime.
Yes,
make some changes.
That makes absolutely
no
sense.
Then he also said that we should operate on Zulu time,
okay,
or military time around the world.
We do use military time here, or actually what it's called is satellite time.
Satellite time.
Because at radio stations, you never know it's AM or PM. You just have satellite time on the satellite feeds.
Right. So you say,
that's why I use satellite
this
time.
Show starts at 1600.
Well, you could say that if you wanted to. Yeah.
Well, that's how I operate. When I schedule things, I have to think of it as, oh yeah, well it's 1600 to 1800
or 1800.
Like that's 4 to 6.
Yeah. My car is still refusing to reset. Oh.
I'm WSJM.
Here we go.
Here we go. It's Good Friday. Hope
it is Good
enjoying
Friday. You mentioned that your car, because as we talked about this many times, your car has had issues of a number of different little things that not like really big mechanical issues that like, okay, you need to take it to the shop. Minor annoyances. Like the song that keeps playing.
Still there. Tried to play this morning.
Very much like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But you also have time. You said time issues on there?
Well, so my phone connects to my car.
Yeah.
And it still is connected and I can still tll it to do stuff and it does
You
stuff
can
like
play a song or
play a song, tell me what time it is, all this
Yeah.
other stuff, make a call. But yeah, it refuses to show up correctly in the screen anymore. And a couple of weekends ago, my plan was to do a little bit more internet research to figure out, okay, what's the issue
Sure.
and how do I get it to work again? So far, stumped. Nothing that I've tried has worked.
Really?
And I'm about to just reset everything and see if I can just, hey, you've never seen this phone before. You want to try that? So I might do that this weekend. But with all the updates, yeah, I don't know if the car's not keeping up or if there's not a good relationship between the car maker and
Can you just factory
Apple?
reset your car? Like,
well,
at least
that's
the
one of
operating
the
system?
that's one of
Yeah.
the solutions is to reset everything in your car. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to
Could
do
that be
that.
something as simple as the battery? Pulling the like when you disconnect the battery and you change it out, everything gets lost. Is that something that could easily fix some of that?
It's a good question.
Or at least reset it?
And I know during COVID I had my battery die.
Yeah.
And the car guy scolded me and said, "Got to drive your car. Why?
Yeah.
To keep the battery going."
Right.
It's like, now I have to do that for my car?
Yep.
Anyway, maybe I'll try that. Disconnect the battery.
Yeah.
I don't think everything gets lost though. I think there's a backup battery somewhere that they won't tell me about.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be a backup for certain things.
The
But yeah,
EEPROMs
back in
and
the
stuff like
day,
that.
you're like, oh, well, you're having some issues with something, disconnect the battery and put it back, and then maybe it kind of resets itself.
Yeah.
Or
Cars.
I bet there's like a weird fuse doing something wacky in that thing. So, anyways,
Yeah.
more car talk another time.
Yes.
But it is Furry Friends Friday. I thought this was pretty
Oh,
interesting, and I
okay.
know how you love artificial intelligence.
I do.
Researchers in the United States and the UK using AI technology to group dogs into 5 different categories, ranging from hyper attached to aloof to agreeable. And this is a way for them to sort of become doing a matchmaking for people. And they can match up dogs to the perfect owner.
Oh.
Because a lot of times you're like, oh, I really like this dog.
Right.
It's so cute. I see this the bulldog or this big dog. You're like, I need this dog. But then you get the dog and you're like, oh my gosh, this dog is a terror, or it's not what I expected. So they're trying to cut down on some of this stuff using AI to sort of make a matchmaking thing. And they say almost half of people who return dogs to shelters say that it's because of behavioral issues, and researchers hope that this technology can avoid that.
So does the AI look at the people and categorize them?
I think so.
It should, if it's not, because it's not the dog's fault.
Right. It's a personality match.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds like. Is sort of a dating, just like how you you have your dating matches and your dating profiles in any sort of apps that you might use. It'd be the same sort of deal.
And the dog can swipe left or swipe right?
I hope so. Yeah, let the dog decide.
Well, the dog should decide. I mean, because that's just owners being lazy about not doing the research.
Right.
For instance, I wanted a Bernese Mountain Dog at one point, and I looked up to see, okay, is this dog compatible with children? Is this dog okay for metro environments? Does this dog, and it turns out that's the perfect dog for urban living because they just like hanging in the cave and hanging around their people and going for walks and stuff. Sure.
Right. And that's the thing too, is that you need to, I hope that they're able to input all of your habits and your temperaments and all that, because you think about like, oh, well, this is a great dog. I think it's really cute. Well, this dog requires you to either be very active, or be home a decent amount of time.
Exactly.
So yeah, matching them up to the right animal would be ideal.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, you know what? I want a dog. I'm going to go find one. Oh, that looks like a cute dog. That'd be a great fit. And then you end up returning it to another shelter. And that's not what we want.
No, especially because the shelters right now all over the United States have issues. Yeah.
And it's been because of things like, not being home as much. Because during the pandemic, there was a lot of people that were like, you know what? I'm home a lot. This is a great time for me to get a dog. Someone to, spend time with, a little cuddle dog or something like that. But maybe you end up getting that dog and the dog doesn't like to cuddle. The dog wants to get hyper and tear up things and do all kinds of stuff. Like my dog, Plinko, I've actually talked to other people that have owned or have a Maltese, and his temperaments, his behaviors, very much like the other ones as well.
Yeah.
Highly intelligent, almost too intelligent. Because I feel like my dog now is faking it.
Is he still? How's he doing?
He's doing better.
Plinko had a limp.
Yeah, he had a limp
going into the weekend. You got him checked out,
and we thought, maybe it's a back issue,
Right.
maybe it's a shoulder pain or something like that. And he seems to be walking better. But I noticed that when Jocelyn shows up, he's like, "Ooh, ah, my leg, Mom, hold me."
He's a smart dog.
Yeah, he is a very smart dog. So, not only have I said he knows what time it is, and he also starts limping when it's bedtime, like bedtime for him. And he's like, "Yep, I think it's bedtime, guys. Let's get out of here."
Yeah.
So,
speaking of animal adoptions, you may not want to give in to your warm, fuzzy feelings. Don't go out and adopt a bunny rabbit for Easter.
Yeah, I saw that. They don't want you to do that.
A lot of humane societies and animal shelters saying, no, they're cute, they're fuzzy. Yes, absolutely, it is the quintessential Easter animal, but be realistic about this. Rabbits require a lot of work to care for, and all too often people are adopting rabbits for Easter only to realize they can't care for a bunny or choose not to. So some places are even pausing the bunny adoption, saying, look, these are real animals. They take a lot of care. You got a lot of things to think about. Don't just, adopt one so you can see the kids light up for a couple of seconds and then go on to the next thing. Do you think kids even look at bunny rabbits anymore?
I don't know.
They just look at their phones. Oh, that's cute.
Exactly. Like, I can't find the eggs. Well, they're right there in front of you. No, they're not on my phone, so I don't know where to find them. I actually was listening to Our American Stories, which you hear on 94.9 WSJM from 3 to 5 every afternoon. And they were talking about the Easter Bunny.
Oh.
Like, people are like, why is the Easter Bunny one of those things that you attribute to Easter when, even though we're searching for eggs, it just doesn't make any sense. They said that, like, in Europe, this was kind of figured out where when they would go searching for the eggs, a lot of times there would be, it's springtime. So, of course, you see a lot of bunnies running around.
Right.
So a lot of kids probably thought, oh, well, the bunny is laying the eggs. And then there was something in the story, I didn't hear all of it, but there's something in the story about how there was a spirit who was a bird-like creature and then wanted to be converted into a bunny, and that was able to lay eggs. It was a bunny that was able to lay eggs. And then chocolatiers, of course, when they saw the bunnies around Easter, they were like, hey, well, let's make chocolate bunnies. So it's an interesting story. So check it out, Our American Stories. You can go back and listen to those.
There's also history.com, which says, according to some sources, the Easter Bunny first arrived in America in the 1700s with which immigrants? German immigrants.
So Germans.
Yeah, so you brought it here again. They settled in.
Hey, we didn't come here. My family didn't come here until the 1950s. So
you brought over the Easter Bunny. German immigrants who settled in Pennsylvania and transported their tradition of an egg-laying hare, a bunny, called Osterhaus.
Ooh, Osterhaus. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Their children made nests in which this mythical creature, supposedly mythical, could lay its colored eggs. And eventually that custom spread across the United States.
All right.
So that's one. And that's why we get chocolate carrots for the chocolate bunnies.
I love the chocolate carrots. Chocolate bunny. Wait, don't eat the chocolate carrots.
You can eat, what? No, it's the it's the little bunny pellets.
Yeah,
that you
the pellets. Those
don't eat those.
Those are not Whoppers.
Be sure you get the real jelly bean, not the bunny jelly bean.
It's not Whoppers, kids. Don't eat those. All right. We got some other things to get to here this morning, and we'll catch you up with your Moody on the Market update next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
If you can click your heels together like Dorothy and say there's no place like Rome or Paris or London instead.
Are you a hollow chocolate bunny or a solid chocolate bunny fan? Because you don't see the solid ones very often.
You don't see those very often.
A lot of them are hollow.
I love both. But the chocolate that is solid, the chocolate bunny that's solid, is much more satisfying.
Oh, yeah. It's like a treat where you're like, oh, this one's a solid one. Nice.
Yeah. But you have to use a hammer and break it apart.
Yeah.
Do you put your chocolate, like if you get a bunny or something, in the freezer and just eat little bits at a time?
No, I eat a whole.
Really?
All the time.
You eat the whole thing?
The whole thing. Yeah. No, nothing goes wasted in my house, especially when it's candy.
But I mean, it's not wasting. It's saving it for later.
No, I have saved it
in the freezer
before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the fridge if I think I'm going to finish it within the
That
week.
day.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, my favorite things are, of course, the Starburst jelly beans. I have a bag of that I picked up the other day.
Very nice.
I'm on. I think in this Easter season, I have had 3 bags. So not too
jelly
bad.
beans
Yeah,
already?
Yeah, not good. Not good.
Wow.
Not good. Yeah, my pants didn't fit.
Do they know that at the rack?
Do they know that at Renaissance Athletic? Yeah. As soon as I walked in there, I talked to my personal trainer and said, man, I'm going to need to work really hard today because I had too many jelly beans.
Oh, boy.
Too many jelly beans and too many Reese's eggs. Reese's eggs, in my opinion, are the best of the Reese's that are, I mean, of course, the classic Reese's. But the Reese's eggs, those were the first ones that they really did for a holiday. Now you get the hearts. It's now the Reese's are now getting to the Lucky Charms kind of stage where it's like you got Christmas tree, hearts, pumpkins, eggs.
Yeah.
Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and blue moons. All right. Here we go.
Jonny Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Do want to let you know you should check out the Coach's Show on Saturday from 8 to 10 with Phil McDonald and Brett Wachowski. Brett actually has been texting us this morning, telling us about some of the lineup that he has. So I wanted to mention this because maybe Brett won't text me as much this morning.
Brad,
no, he's got a great lineup that he wanted to let us know about. John Jewell from Berrien Springs softball going to be on the show. Also, they're going to talk Our Lady of the Lake girls soccer, Lake Michigan College baseball, as well as Lakeshore baseball, which we've had the coach from Lakeshore. He's the one that brought us the awesome
Mac
rings, the not Super Bowl, the Major League Baseball World Series rings.
Macklemore.
So Dave will be chatting with them tomorrow.
That's fun.
Check that out. They'll be at Full Circle Cafe and Espresso Bar in Stevensville, right there in the front window, having some great chats with some great coaches. And if you happen to miss it, go check out the podcast at WSJM.com and on the WSJM app. It's time for your Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's agency, with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And talking about some of the perspectives around the Palisades restart that everyone's talking about this week because the conditional federal loans came in from the U.S. Department of Energy. What does that really mean for the economy of the region? So Moody on the Market decided to look at that. This week's announcement of the $1.5 billion federal loan for the restart and redevelopment of Palisades may someday be viewed as the official new beginning of the Palisades story from an economic perspective. The shutdown of the plant in 2022 was seen as a virtual economic death knell for the Van Buren County economy by some. What could replace those 600 plus good paying jobs at Palisades, especially if they disappear as quickly as many feared? 2 years later, Secretary Granholm and Michigan Governor Whitmer speaking with some confidence about Palisades again, employing 600 or more workers long term if Holtec Corporation is able to resurrect the plant after 20 years, for another 20 years, that is, of nuclear power generation. And there's talk of small modular reactors up there as well.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting to see how this is going to play out. I mean, now that the funding and all that stuff's coming through, and to see now with the 600 workers, that's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah.
But it's also, to me, it's sort of a blueprint for if this all goes well.
If it goes well.
And everything is able to happen, and they're able to fully restart and get that all going, might be a blueprint for others in other communities. Because I know many times we've had chats with economic development, as they said, that's not only good for energy in our community and needed, but the workforce. So.
Yeah, high-paying jobs, and it is a skill. I mean, you've got to get specialized skills for that. But we went to also for some perspective to Zach Morris. He's the executive director of Market Van Buren, and he said Van Buren County anticipated and prepared for losses in both the tax sector and the employment sector. And due to companies making new investments and expanding their business, some of the losses were mitigated. But the reopening of Palisade puts potentially $10 million of taxes into that healthy local economy, which
that's
was
nice.
never expected. And they say it's going to be a great boost for that area, for the schools, the library, the law enforcement, emergency services, roads, and others. So basically, you had communities that were ready for it.
Yeah.
And they experienced it, and they thought, okay, we're going to be on our own here for something different.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now with that coming back, the prospect of that coming back, they're feeling pretty good about their future.
Yeah. So yeah, check out that story at moodyonthemarket.com and on the Moody on the Market app, and other great stories as well from our team of contributors.
Yep.
But your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. We've got news, sports, and a whole lot more coming up next. Rich Brand and Tarek Halsey of IMS Insurance. Yeah, that's a big deal. I mean, you think about it, some of those schools and other community things with Palisades being closed, I'm sure they were probably looking down the road and saying, probably going to have to close.
Well, if not a closure, at least it would adjust your 20-year plan as you're looking at, okay, what facilities need to be built from scratch? What do we need to do with the current facilities? Do we put more money into fixing our current infrastructure or go into new infrastructure? And so now they have to adjust those again, and gladly so. Because as you think about it, what is it doing for the economy? The other thing that I think is interesting about the Palisades nuclear power plant restart is it doesn't necessarily mean everything will be like it was before.
Right.
With the small modular reactors and the new technologies and the advancements they're making in that area, it's really actually kind of exciting to see how that industry is progressing.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I will say is it's still very odd to me how this was rolled out. The $1.5 billion in federal loans.
Yeah.
Because you would expect with something as landmark as that, a turning point, that they'd make a bigger deal.
Yeah.
And they would put out media advisories and open a lot of access and do all kinds of different stuff. They didn't do that.
No, it was a bit of a surprise, because you kind of felt like writing on the wall, this is gonna happen. I'm not sure just when,
because they've been working toward it.
Yeah, and the energy secretary was here for a couple of different things, talking to UAW and all that.
Yeah, they talked
but then
publicly.
They were like, okay, we're doing this, we're talking about this, and then, oh, by the way, we're here.
Yeah.
Hey, boom, $1.5 billion.
Usually, and this is the behind the scenes stuff, usually when the energy secretary is out and about, there's a full public schedule of here are all the public events where the secretary is going to be, and here's what they're going to be talking about at this. We want you there. Come do this. None of that.
No.
For Palisades. Some of that for Lansing, a lot of that for Grand Rapids and the EV stuff.
Yep.
For Holland. Nothing for Covert. It was weird.
I was surprised to not see that. I was surprised to see the announcement, because I was like, wait a minute.
Well, we broke that announcement. Yeah, we felt good about that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Breaking news. But it was like, you're right. You'd figure there would have been that lead up.
Yeah.
That we did not get.
And I wonder if some of it, believe it or not, sometimes political campaigns can influence how public policy is rolled out. I know that's a surprise.
No, sure.
But if you think about nuclear energy, it's been very polarizing for a very long time. And so there are some outside of this region who would say, well, wait a sec, I thought you were for the environment and this and that and the other thing. We're still believing about nuclear energy from 20 years ago. Let's not do that. So you wonder how that was thought about, how they rolled it out.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right.
Not that we're skeptical.
On that note, on that note, we got to wrap things up. You guys have a great day.
Yes. Great weekend.
When you get a chance, look up Cotamundis or Cotamundis.
Why?
Because Jeff says they're raccoon-like and they're adorable. So feel free to do that when you get a chance. But we'll talk to you again here next week.
All right. See ya.